Hey, what's going on out there to my social media family? Listen, do me a favor and do yourself a favor. Go ahead to my YouTube page and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss none of my upcoming videos. Do that for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. So you guys know, as we're closing out the year of 2021, I am definitely pushing the importance of reuniting back with your family or staying in a strong, committed relationship with those who are in your family, and also some friends who have become like family to you. The communication is very important. I started with that first. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go to my page and check out the video I did on communication, because if you're going to be in a healthy relationship with anybody, your communication is definitely going to have to be on point. So once you learn how to communicate with people, you can tell exactly how they're feeling, and then they know how you feel. So that cuts out a lot of miscommunication, a lot of hurt feelings and disagreements. A lot of that can be shortened if we can communicate with each other. Because in order for me to make a commitment to being in any type of relationship with you, first we have to learn how to communicate. Once we learn how to communicate with each other, then I can make a rational decision as to if this is a relationship that I truly want to commit myself to, whether I'm going to be in a friendship with you, whether we're going to be dating, or wherever the relationship is going to go. I need to know as much as I can so that I can make a conscious decision to say whether or not, if this is something that I truly want to commit to. Because when I'm committing to something, I'm not just committing to the individual. I'm not just committing to that individual, but I'm committing to an assignment that I'm going to be there for you as much as I can. And in return, I'm expecting, the same from you. And that's why we're communicating. We're letting each other know what we want from each other. But I'm not going to just commit to being your friend, because friend is not an independent term. It's a dependent term. It's going to take two people. So to avoid any kind of confusion, before I make that commitment, I'm saying I'm not just committing to you as a person, but I am committing to the assignment that's going to come with you. Because guess what? There's going to be some times where everything is just completely lining up and we're going to be doing great. Then there's going to be some times where things are going to feel like they're kind of off. So what do we do during those times when things feel like they're off? At that point, a lot of friendships and relationships kind of break apart at that point. But if I'm committed to the assignment that came with you, then I'm not going to fall off when trouble comes. I'm going to ride harder for you when the trouble comes, because I know what I've committed myself to, and I'm going to see this thing through. All right. So got to have that communication. You got to have that talk so that you'll know what it is that you are committing to. Because a commitment, when you're dealing with people, it's sort of like a contract. When you're writing out a contract for a house, you're taking on a 30-year relationship with that loan company. And relationships can be the same thing. It's a mutual. It has to be a mutual agreement between two people, and it has to be a mutual agreement that's going to put you in alignment with the longevity of that relationship. So we have to look at further down the road. Yeah, right now we're getting along good, and that's fine. But I need to know, how do you handle trouble? How do you handle disagreements? How do you handle that? Because if I'm saying, yeah, we're going to be friends, and I'm riding for you, and then you get mad because I do something you don't like, then what does that leave us at? I hope I'm making sense to somebody. So I want to know what it is that I'm committing to. And if I'm in a relationship with friends, or if I'm in a relationship with my family members, because the blood relationship is going to be there. But as far as us fellowshipping with each other, am I going to be committed to coming to those family dinners? Am I going to be committed to inviting you over when I'm doing things? How far is this commitment going to go? I need to know, because it's going to have to be a mutual agreement. Because if it is not a mutual agreement, at any point, if it becomes one-sided, somebody is getting robbed. Somebody's not been given enough attention. They're falling short on something. And that's going to cause a problem for us too. So we're going to communicate. We're going to talk about what we are committing ourselves to. And if you've been friends with somebody for some time, you can always go back and have this conversation with them and let them know, sis, I want our relationship to stay tight. Let's go back and just kind of, review our relationship, see what we're at, because we want this our friendship to last, forever, like a key sweat, make it last forever. So you got to have the conversation. And listen to this. A commitment is more than you just showing up because I'm giving something. Because people do that. I watch people. Some people, and I have some people that come around me, they are loyal to my events. not really loyal to me. And that's a big difference. So you be careful. Just because somebody is always around you don't mean that they're always there for you. So that's a big difference. Because some people, again, are loyal to what you can do for them, or loyal to something that you're having so that they can show up and be seen. So you got to be mindful of things like that, because your commitment is more than you just showing up. Your commitment is going to be, when you get there, what are you going to be dedicated to helping do? What are you going to be dedicated to helping me do? Not just you showing up, a face in a place. It goes beyond that. All right. So those are some things to think about. And commitment, it requires clarity. Trust me, commitments require clarity. That's why so many people get together and it seems like everything is going well, and then things start falling apart. And you're like, well, what's going on? What's happening? Because in the beginning, when they were on that little honeymoon stage, everybody's kissy, kissy, lovey, lovey. They didn't have no conversation. So there was no clarity. So some months later, when he doesn't want to be bothered, or he's not answering the calls, or vice versa, she's not doing it, and then you pop up and you see him with somebody else, you're like, well, what are you doing? What's going on? And then they say to you, well, it ain't like we was in no relationship, just you and I. Oh, don't that hurt when you hear those words? Because you thought that because this person was spending a lot of time with you, that you thought it was just you two in a relationship, not knowing that that person was seeing somebody else, because there was no clarity. You didn't clarify that. You didn't find out exactly where you stood in that person's life. You assumed that it was just going to be you and that person based off their actions, but you never got clarity. See, I always want to know where I stand at in somebody's life. Tell me where I stand at. If it's a case where it's a guy and he said, hey, I'm going to be with you, I'm going to be with other people, this is just how I'm rolling. Let me know the rules of the game and let me decide whether or not if I want to play. But if I don't have those conversations and I start committing all my time and my treasure and my talents, and, I start doing all this with this person and we never had no clarity, then that falls on me. I can't be mad at that person. I don't care if it seems as if they misguided me or misled me. It doesn't matter. I failed to have the conversation before I started making all these commitments with committing myself to this person. So you got to have the communication, because you have to have the clarity. You have to know, what am I committing to? Because I'm not committing to a person. When I get married and I say I do, although I'm marrying this individual, I am making a commitment before God. I am committing to this assignment of marriage that you have given me, to death do us part. That's what I'm making a commitment to. So when he getting on my nerves or she getting on your nerves, you can't walk away at that point because they keep leaving their shoes in the middle of the floor. Because my commitment goes beyond the physical person. My commitment, again, is to my assignment with that person. But if you communicate with them and you get some clarity and you find out what that person wants and you're able to communicate what you want, that'll clear up a lot of things. And that right there will let you know, is this something that I really want to be committed to? Because that's going to play a major part in any relationship, whether it's with friends, when you're dealing with family, and when you're in a relationship. So it starts with communication. Then we're looking at a commitment. And then I got some more C's that's going to come. But you be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can catch the rest of this message. Get out there and finish enjoying your life. Not just a day. Go enjoy your life. See you soon. Lady A signing out. Bye.